This is the WNBA rookie who entered her league 13 picks ahead of her NBA brother. Gabriela Jaquez became the 5th selection in the 2026 WNBA Draft. 3 years earlier, Jaime Jaquez Junior had become the 18th selection in the NBA Draft. That's the clean headline. The younger sister outdrafted the older brother. But the number matters because of what it reveals, not because two different drafts can be treated like the same measuring stick. The WNBA and NBA have different teams, different roster limits, and different talent pools. Pick 5 in one league does not settle a family argument against pick 18 in the other. What it does settle is Gabriela's place in her own story. For years, the Jaquez name in professional basketball belonged to Jaime. Miami selected him in 2023 after his college career at UCLA. He entered the NBA first, built the first professional resume in the family, and gave every future Gabriela headline an easy starting point. She was Jaime's sister. That label was accurate, but incomplete. By draft night in 2026, Chicago wasn't selecting a family connection. The Sky used a top 5 pick on a player they believed could help them win. Gabriela had already supplied the evidence. Her senior season at UCLA ended with averages of 13.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. Those numbers described a productive wing, but they didn't capture the full reason her value climbed. UCLA had talent everywhere. 6 Bruins were selected in the 2026 WNBA Draft. On a roster that deep, possessions had to be shared, roles had to be accepted, and every player had to contribute without controlling the ball. Gabriela became useful inside that pressure. She could score when the game opened for her, rebound through contact, defend different matchups, and keep a possession alive without demanding that the offense revolve around her. That combination gave coaches options. It also gave professional scouts something more valuable than an inflated stat line. It showed them a player whose impact could survive a change in role. College stars often reach the WNBA and discover that the ball no longer belongs to them. The shot attempts shrink. The physical margin disappears. Defensive mistakes are punished faster, and every rotation spot has to be earned against players who were stars at their own schools. Gabriela's college experience prepared her for that adjustment. She didn't leave UCLA with the profile of a player who needed 20 shots to affect a game. She left as someone who had learned to operate beside other high-level players. That distinction matters on a WNBA roster, where almost everyone once dominated somewhere else. The clearest proof came in UCLA's championship victory over South Carolina. Gabriela finished that game with 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. UCLA won 79-51. That wasn't a quiet supporting performance hidden behind a teammate's headline. It was a complete championship game from a player operating under the brightest pressure of her college career. The scoring showed that she could attack the moment. The 10 rebounds showed that she could influence possessions when the shot wasn't hers. The 5 assists showed that the offense didn't stop when the ball reached her hands. One game never creates a top 5 pick by itself, but that performance compressed her case into 40 minutes. Score, rebound, create, defend, win. Chicago then made the decision official. With the 5th pick, the Sky chose a wing who had played within a crowded championship roster and still produced when the season reached its final stage. The family comparison arrived at once because it was impossible to miss. Jaime went 18th, Gabriela went 5th. 13 selections separated them. Yet the most interesting difference wasn't the distance between those numbers, it was the path Gabriela took to reach hers. She entered professional basketball with a role that already sounded professional. In an interview after joining Chicago, she described her job at UCLA in direct terms: rebound, defend, score, and do whatever the team needed. That sentence explains why the 5th pick made sense. A rookie who can help in only one way creates a lineup problem. If her shot isn't falling, the coach has to search for another reason to keep her on the floor. If she can't defend her matchup, every offensive possession comes with a cost at the other end. Gabriela arrived with more than one route into a game. She could earn minutes through rebounding. She could stay involved through defense. She could cut, run the floor, move the ball, and take available shots without freezing the offense. Those skills don't always create the loudest rookie highlights. They create trust, and trust is the currency of a first professional season. By July 27th, Gabriela was averaging 8.3 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 1 assist in the WNBA. Those are early career numbers, not a final verdict. They show a rookie already finding production while learning a faster and more physical league. The transition has demanded adjustments. Gabriela called the move from college to the WNBA a whirlwind. That description fits the calendar. The college season ends, the draft arrives, training camp begins, and rookies are suddenly guarding players they had watched for years. There's little time to rebuild a game from scratch. The habits have to travel. For Gabriela, rebounding traveled. Defensive effort traveled. Her willingness to work without guaranteed touches traveled. Those habits gave her something stable while every opponent became stronger and every mistake became easier to expose. She also identified one lesson that sounds small until a rookie faces elite scorers: defending without fouling. At UCLA, length and athleticism could erase some errors. In the WNBA, veteran players know how to turn a defender's balance, reach, or late reaction into free throws. They don't need a clean driving lane. They need one poorly placed hand. Gabriela named Jackie Young as her toughest cover. That answer is revealing because Young attacks defenders with strength, patience, and control. She can punish a weak angle without rushing. For a rookie, that matchup turns defensive discipline into something concrete. Stay balanced, absorb contact, keep your hands legal, finish the possession. This is where Gabriela's story moves beyond the draft night comparison with her brother. Jaime's name gave people a familiar entry point, but it couldn't defend Jackie Young. It couldn't collect a rebound for Chicago. It couldn't earn Gabriela another minute after a mistake. Only her own game could do that. Her background at UCLA also gave her experience besides size. She played with Lauren Betts in college, then entered a Chicago frontcourt featuring Camila Cardoso. The players are different, and the systems are different, but the basic responsibility carries over. A wing has to understand spacing around a dominant interior presence. She has to know when to cut, when to clear a driving lane, when to deliver the ball inside, and where a missed shot is likely to fall. Playing beside talented centers can reduce a wing's raw opportunities, but it can sharpen her timing. Gabriela learned how to remain active without crowding the paint. That matters because Chicago did not need the rookie to arrive and impersonate a franchise centerpiece. The Sky needed her to connect possessions, defend, rebound, and punish openings. Top 5 status can distort expectations. The number sounds like a demand for instant stardom. In practice, early value often begins with reliability. Can the rookie execute the coverage? Can she survive a difficult matchup? Can she make the extra pass after sitting for several minutes? Can she rebound when 2 larger players are fighting for the same ball? Gabriela's case was built around answering those questions more often than most incoming players. Her championship performance showed the ceiling. Her everyday role showed the floor. That combination is why the family headline works so well. She outdrafted her NBA brother creates curiosity, but the film and production explain why Chicago acted. The Sky weren't drafting the idea of Gabriela Jaquez. They were drafting a 6-foot wing with championship experience, positional flexibility, and a record of contributing inside a roster loaded with professional talent. They were also drafting someone accustomed to sharing attention. At UCLA, 6 future WNBA draftees occupied the same program. Every practice placed professional-level ability on both sides of a possession. Every game required someone to sacrifice touches. Every win made it harder for one player to claim all the credit. Gabriela emerged from that environment without needing to become the loudest person in it. That may be one of the most transferable parts of her profile. The WNBA compresses opportunity. There are fewer teams than in the NBA, fewer roster spots, and little patience for a player who cannot adapt. A rookie can be talented and still disappear if her game requires conditions the team cannot provide. Gabriela's game was shaped in crowded conditions. She had already learned how to locate value when another scorer had the hot hand. She had already learned that a rebound could matter as much as a designed play. She had already defended in games where one failed assignment could swing a championship possession. Then, when UCLA reached the title game, she produced 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. That performance didn't contradict her supporting skills. It proved that accepting a role had not erased her ability to take over when the opening arrived. This balance separates useful versatility from passivity. A versatile player doesn't avoid responsibility. She handles the responsibility the game presents. Sometimes that means scoring 21 on the largest college stage. On another night, it means chasing a guard through screens, boxing out a forward, or making the pass before the assist. Gabriela's early WNBA production reflects that range. 8.3 points gives Chicago secondary scoring. 3.7 rebounds gives the team extra possessions and cleaner defensive endings. 1 assist per game is modest, but it sits inside a role that does not ask her to control every action. The numbers can grow, the role can change. Opponents will build a longer scouting report, and Chicago's needs will shift across seasons. But the foundation is already visible. That foundation also protects Gabriela from being trapped by the sibling comparison. If her entire identity depended on being selected before Jaime, the story would expire as soon as draft night faded. It would become a piece of family trivia, interesting once and empty afterward. Her basketball gives the comparison a second act. Jaime's route established that the family could produce an NBA player. Gabriela's route showed that she wasn't following the same path one step behind. She reached her own league as a top 5 selection, carrying a different role, a different resume, and a different set of expectations. Even their draft positions tell only part of that difference. Miami selected Jaime 18th in 2023. Chicago selected Gabriela 5th in 2026. Jaime now plays for Milwaukee, while Gabriela is beginning her professional career with the Sky. Their careers will unfold in separate leagues against separate standards. There is no honest equation that converts one selection into the other. Still, draft position records how strongly a team valued a player at one decisive moment. Chicago had the 5th choice in 2026 and used it on Gabriela. The Sky did not wait for the middle of the round. They did not treat her as a sentimental name attached to a famous basketball family. They made her one of the first 5 players selected. That choice carried its own pressure. Every player taken behind her becomes part of the comparison. Every difficult rookie night attracts more attention. When a team spends a top 5 pick, development is watched possession by possession. Gabriela's response doesn't need to be dramatic. It needs to be consistent. Rebound when the shot misses. Defend without sending the opponent to the line. Move when the center needs space. Score when the defense leaves an opening. Keep the possession clean. Those actions rarely fit inside a family headline, but they determine whether the headline has staying power. The sister of an NBA player reached the WNBA with public recognition already attached to her name. Then the 5th pick gave that recognition a new order. For one night, Jaime was no longer the reference point Gabriela stood behind. He became the brother mentioned after her selection. That reversal made people look. Her championship game explained what they were seeing. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a 79-51 win over South Carolina, 6 UCLA players drafted, one of them chosen 5th. The early professional numbers now extend the record: 8.3 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 1 assist per game through July 27th. None of those facts guarantee what Gabriela Jaquez becomes. They establish what she has already earned. She earned a central role in a championship game. She earned a place among 6 drafted Bruins. She earned Chicago's 5th selection. The family connection will remain because it's unusual, clean, and memorable. 2 siblings reached the highest professional level of their sports, and the younger sister heard her name 13 places earlier. But Gabriela's strongest argument is no longer her last name. It's that her game keeps supplying reasons to discuss her after the comparison ends. On June 22, 2023, Jaime Jaquez Jr. became the 18th pick in the NBA Draft. On April 13, 2026, Gabriela Jaquez became the 5th pick in the WNBA Draft. 13 selections separated the siblings. Gabriela's name was called first.